All right, so today's topic, I'm gonna go ahead and have about 7 questions. Hey, Jordy, what's up? So today's topic, just hard questions to ask yourself. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. For whatever reason, it still says one viewer on my end, but whatever. So yeah, once we get about 5 people in here, we'll go ahead and get started. Always appreciate the support from you guys. You already know that. But yeah, and also, yeah, go ahead and let me know if it goes to 5 viewers because quite frankly, like I said, I just can't even see it on mine, which is something I need to edit. Yeah. Appreciate the support there, Jordy. Come on now, Jordy. Jordy's really coming to clutch. All right. Put up my records right there, so definitely very, very nice. So I have all three, the Big Sean ones. Even though the only one you can't see, which is my favorite one of all time, is going to be Detroit 2. It's kind of for whatever reason the glare is pretty much just completely making so you can't really see it too well. All right. Rolling with 0 viewers, fantastic. All right. All right. Yeah, this one's starting off a little slow, but you know, man, it happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. It'll do. Cameron, what's up, Cameron? Oh, sheesh. Yeah, so for whatever reason, it's not showing me the viewers, but that's whatever. That's fine. Yeah, get a few more people to comment, and then I'll go ahead and start with the questions. All right, yeah. Let's see. Let's see how many viewers are in here. Should get about like 3 or 4 by now. It's only at one. That's crazy. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll just go get into it. All right, so first question is what life do I want to live? That's one question that I had to ask myself, as well as I feel like just anyone in general who wants to get the most out of life should go ahead and ask that question, and be very very clear with the answer that you give yourself. So it's not really. I had somebody come in my life and pretty much they adjusted my viewpoint. Their viewpoint was this. You should never go ahead and select what job you want because if you select what job you want, you automatically select your lifestyle and you select the amount of money you're going to make. But if you select what type of life do you want to live, you can go ahead and go into basically the type of life that you want to live. Actually, so that right there was one of the things that really changed my mind about just how I approach life and like I said, what do I really want out of life? Asking that question, and like I said, I got a lot of answers out of it. Something that I thought about for like the last about I think it was about 2 years now actually. So 2 years of just thinking about that over. So for me, it's just finding fulfillment, and you know, can't really get too high, can't really get too low. You're gonna have your happy days, you're gonna have your sad days, but just trying to stay somewhere in the middle, as well as pursuing fulfillment for sure. That's like definitely one of the main things, at least through my research, that I can go ahead and strive for. But just anyone asking that question, like I said, you're going to get the most out of life for sure. And if you keep neglecting that question, you can kind of get it answered, but you're not gonna have it fully answered until even if you just go ahead and write it down as well. Like I have all that written down just so I can actually go back to it if I need to go back to it. Writing it down is definitely something I recommend as well. Yeah, so if you definitely like some of the things I'm saying, go ahead and leave me a comment, and then I'll go ahead and engage with you for a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and get into the next one. Man, that question right there, man, that changed everything right there. Just that, you know how you have certain people that come in your life that they pretty much teach you something you already know, but they say it in a way that completely changes the way that you actually see that question, or like I said, you get a new like I don't know, you get a paradigm shifting moment where you just start thinking or having new ideas based off of that one person saying that one thing. That right there, those are very key pivotal moments in life for sure. like I said, they can teach you literally lessons that you've already learned. So yeah, that's those are interesting things right there. So another thing we can go into is what brings me fulfillment. That's a question that I thought about very very much so. And for me, it's just doing and always being on the constant journey of progress. So just progress in any and every aspect of life. So for me, physical, definitely get in the gym, definitely start eating more healthy, just pursuing my goals aesthetically, as well as just maintaining a healthy diet. Where, like I said, I'm gonna have more longevity. I'm gonna live longer. I'm gonna live longer. So that's something that's key. Um, yeah, right there. So that brings me fulfillment. Also, fulfillment to me also goes hand in hand with my purpose, which I think or I know is actually just inspiring people. So, pretty much waking up every day and approaching the same way, just try to get the most out of the day. And hopefully it rubs off on some people. And quite frankly, I feel like I definitely see myself playing that role many, many times where people see that I'm trying and striving to be better, and it's like contagious. It's contagious energy, honestly. So like I said, I do it for my family, I do it for my friends, and hopefully they go ahead and pursue the same thing, which is like basically just trying to get the most out of life because we have a very very short lifespan. Even though, like I said, maybe you might get 100 years if you're lucky, but definitely trying to get the most out of every single day. And everything really comes back to the daily. Like I said, if you want to pursue a goal of losing 1,000, no, I don't say 1,000 pounds, say 100 pounds, it's gonna you have to break it down daily. How am I gonna go ahead and set that system in place where it's gonna give me the long term result that I want, which is um, going ahead and losing that 100 pounds. But yeah, no, just breaking down the daily. Also, another thing is for me, I love learning, so learning also brings me more fulfillment. Even though you can really never learn enough. But for me, learning looks like books, looks like watching a lot of videos, something I do in my free time usually. So that brings me a lot of fulfillment, just because I it pretty much not only shifts the way or I look at things in the future, but also shifts the things that I had thought about in the past. So you kind of get a little bit more out of that. Also, what are my passions in life? So this podcast is something that I want to really hone in on with my passions. So the main topics we talk about self development. One of my biggest passions kind of goes hand in hand with learning. Music, another one of my big passions. I can have a very very long conversation about music. So music's another one of those things. Also, um, sports. Sports is something I'm definitely very passionate about. What's up, GDP? Um, but yeah, no, music, sports, and self development. Like I said, main topics in this. Also, just researching things like which we haven't got into very very much so, but I'm just waiting for the right person to bring on to really start talking about the conspiracy theories. Um, I'm trying to think what else. What else? Just spending time with my friends and family, which are pretty much going to be the primary people that come on this. So just being able to go ahead and express that with them, also one of my passions as well. So this podcast hopefully is going to let me indulge in a bunch of those different types of things, and hopefully, like I said, it turns out very very good, and hopefully it's entertaining. Because like I said, hopefully some of the people in my life, in the Life of a Champ podcast, actually are entertaining, which of course I think they're entertaining. So that is definitely something I'm gonna go ahead and strive for. Yeah, but go ahead and say what's up. Ask me questions if you have any questions about anything. But yeah, that's right there. The passions. So you follow your passions, they bring you the most fulfillment, anyways. So if you like to play basketball, another one is like I said, sports and basketball. I love playing basketball. It's a great time for me always. It's honestly one of the most next to listening to music. I would say it's one of the most therapeutic things that I pretty much do or I can do in a weekly basis. And right there, pretty much just I feel like it always grounds me to either who I was or who I'm trying to be. It just pretty much just grounds me, and I love it for that. Same with music. Listening to Big Sean, listening to J Cole. Shout out to J Cole, happy birthday today, and Drake. Pretty much grounds me as well. Even if I'm having a bad day, if I'm listening to that music, definitely lifts me up instead of just tears me down. Which, like I said, some people listen to music, which we talked about in the last podcast a little bit. Some people listen to music that's sad. Really wouldn't recommend it. If you're sad, you listen to sad music. You just put in sad input. You're not gonna get the best result of being happy. That's just. I feel like that's something should be common sense. Also, you need to feel your emotions, but indulging in sad music is definitely not the key. It's definitely not the key. But that's just my opinion. Some people disagree with that, but I don't understand it. It is what it is. Another question that I went ahead and asked myself is, what sacrifices am I willing to make? Um, whether that's a monetary sacrifice, whether that's not indulging within short-term pleasures, instant gratification, whatever it is. What price am I willing to pay, and what sacrifices am I willing to make? Those are key things that you have to think about, and sacrifices are 1,000% necessary. You make sacrifices whether you're conscious of it or unconscious of it. You're making sacrifices always. So, my opinion, you go ahead and sacrifice yourself right now for the better version of yourself. Because ultimately, you want to have a better future. But if you're not willing to sacrifice things that maybe right now feel great, but in the long term they're not going to produce the result that you would like, then you need to go ahead and make that sacrifice and adjust accordingly. And some people, which I see this all the time, some people are just not willing to make the sacrifice. And if you're not willing to make sacrifice, okay, then you cannot be mad with the long-term results because, like I said, you're playing the short-term game, and playing the short-term game is not going to give you the best results. So, from at least for me, I'm always thinking about the future, 5 years ahead. So, 5, 10 years ahead. This decade that we're in right now is going to be one of the most pivotal decades in my entire life. So, it's going to be the decade where I have kids. It's going to be the decade where I hopefully find my wife. Get my first house, buy more cars, pretty much pursue my passions, uh, creative endeavors, whatever it is. This is going to be the decade that I go ahead and do it, and I'm going to have the most leverage. And like I said, it's the biggest for learning as well. So, definitely looking forward to it. And like I said, if I'm not willing to make some sacrifices right now for the 25-year-old champ, then like I said, I'm just not living in accordance to my desires. So there's that. So yeah, sacrifices right there. Yeah, like I see it daily. People are not willing to make the sacrifices, and like I said, you just can't complain. Another question I ask myself is, where do I want to be in the next 5 years? Something like I kind of referred to that in the last point, but where do I want to be in the next 5 years? Because I'll be 25 in the next 5 years, and hopefully I will have majority of the things that I want to go ahead and take care of. There's certain things that I want to go ahead and take care of in the 5 year span. One of them being, I want to be in the position to pretty much look my ideal way. And like I said, if I go ahead and develop that within the next 5 years, I'm gonna pretty much have that physique or near that physique the rest of my life. So if I build a very respectable physique, I'll have a respectable physique for the rest of my life. Another one is I want to go ahead and do or not self development, self defense classes as well. Whether that's, I think I want to do Muay Thai. I'm not too sure. I just want to do something where I can kick. Because, like I said, if you're in a street fight and you start kicking, they're not going to know what to do. That's just as simple as that. Because, like I said, most people don't really know how to approach. If somebody starts using their feet, they're like, oh, we're done. Because they're just, for the most part, majority of people don't know how to fight. So, you know how to fight. If anything happens, you know, you'll be able to handle your business properly. That's definitely something that I'm going to go ahead and take into account. Also, within the next 5 years, like I said, I hope I'm pursuing my passions. Hopefully, this is something that I'm still going to pursue. And whether I have 100 subscribers or whether I have 100,000 subscribers, it's something I'm still going to go ahead and pursue. Like I said, this just doing things like this provides me with the fulfillment that I go ahead and desire. So, um, yeah, that's somewhere I want to be in 5 years. So, just a little bit, just a little bit. If you are in here right now, go ahead and let me know. Ask me a question, something. Go ahead and engage in the comments. I'd appreciate it. If the audio is better, go ahead and let me know the audio is better because, like I said, in the last one, people were complaining about the audio, and I hopefully made the adjustment accordingly. So, hey, go ahead and let me know. I'll wait for y'all. Hold up. That's tragedy. All right. All right, yeah. So go ahead and if you're watching right now and I can't see it, it says I have three viewers. Go ahead and text me that you're watching it right now. Appreciate it. And yeah, like I said, just to reiterate, we're having some more people, or having one more person on later today. Just whenever he comes in, I'll do this for about 30 minutes, and then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and make a few adjustments to the visuals of this, and then I should have my cousin on. We're gonna topic for today is spirituality, and just just tapping into that realm. It's definitely something I'm looking forward to, and I'm definitely interested in the conversation. Appreciate that, Bree. Definitely interested in the conversation that I'm gonna go ahead and have with him because he's a very interesting individual who can go ahead and well he's made a lot of shifts as of recently. So just seeing his development, and he's around my age as well, is definitely something that I love to see, and definitely something that we haven't even had. We had a few conversations about it, but we haven't had the super in depth conversations. Audio is great, fantastic audio. That's what I like to hear. But yeah, that's something that I'm looking forward to. Pretty much just having my cousin on my day one of my day ones, believe it or not. I'm actually thankful enough to actually have more than just one day one. But he's one of the people that he's been around for a while, and just seeing his development, like I said, just brings a smile to my face, honestly, because I'm definitely proud of him and the steps that he's going to take. And Noe, what's up, my man? Hey, go ahead and leave me a comment, man. Go ahead and leave me a comment, man. We need some engagement here, man. Hey, Jordy, go ahead and ask me a question. Noe, go ahead and ask me a question too, man. Appreciate it. So I'll just go over the questions briefly, just in case some of y'all didn't hear it. So first question was, what do I want in life? This is something that everyone should ask themselves. Well, first, I think you should write it down. Ultimately, writing down what you want in life, just so it's not a thought that comes and goes. It's something that is something you can actually go ahead and physically come back to. That is definitely very, very key. Another one is what brings me fulfillments. I feel like anyone and everyone should at least try to do experiences that go ahead and get the most out of that, and figure out your interest in what brings you fulfillment. Because ultimately, in my opinion, I put fulfillment above happiness, which some people put happiness above everything. But fulfillment ultimately is going to bring you happiness at the end of the day if you're going ahead and going to pursue it. So, um, yeah. So fulfillment. What's going to bring you fulfillment? What's going to make you lay down in bed and say, "Wow, that was a day that was definitely satisfactory." So that is definitely one of those things. For me, fulfillment looks like inspiring people and just helping people out in general. That's what it pretty much looks like for me. Whether that's talking to somebody, having a good conversation with them, or whether that's going ahead and influencing somebody to you know push them towards their better self. That's ultimately what's going to bring me the most fulfillment, at least. Next one was one of my passions. Pretty much this podcast is going to be surrounded with my passions. Um, so pretty much this background almost goes ahead and pretty much sums it up. So you got music. Music's definitely one of my passions. So you see all my vinyl records. Put those two up right now, or just a little bit ago. Books in the back. Learning. Learning is also one of my passions that I always pursue. Man, y'all are terrible, man. Go ahead and leave me a comment, man. Go ahead and leave me a comment, man. But yeah, music, self development, and sports. Obviously, you can't really see anything about sports. Um, but I do have my Devin Booker painting that my sister got me. Shout out to her. Um, I appreciate that, but you can't really see that in there. But all right. So let's see. Let's go ahead and see Jordy's question. While focusing on your future, do you still make sure that your everyday fulfillment and happiness is still a daily priority? Of course. I would say so. You definitely can get off track sometimes, but ultimately, just reminding yourself that that's what you need to do. I'm definitely trying to figure out a way to how to balance that, especially with well, I work out and go to and work like 5 days a week, 6 days a week. So, just trying to find time in between that time, or that's something I need to get better at as well. Just time management and prioritizing what I need to prioritize. But ultimately, if I'm working out, I'm really striving towards fulfillment. I would say working out is always going to bring me fulfillment and happiness. Like I said, if I'm looking good at the end of the day and looking better than I did yesterday, yeah, no, for sure, it's definitely gonna bring me some happiness. And then I answer Noe's question. What are you trying to do in life? What is your main goal? My main goal is to inspire and impact as many people as I can. Hopefully, when it's all said and done, I'm going to go ahead and affect probably at least 1 million people. And I feel like that's for people. That's like, oh, wow, what a big goal. Um, it's definitely a big goal, but it's definitely something that I'm not really thinking about. Wow, the mountain. Look at the mountain of influencing or impacting 1 million people. I'm really just looking at the daily, focusing on the daily. What steps do I need to take today in order to be able to create an impact such as 1 million people, and just going ahead and getting the most out of those 1 million people. I feel like 1 million is it's kind of a blanket statement, but um, it's something that's I would say it's something I'm gonna strive for sure. But yeah, no, that is definitely my one of my main goals. Also, another one of my main goals, if we want to go ahead and add to that, is pretty much to show my family a life that they only dreamed of. Quite frankly, that is another one of my main goals. Um, I know I don't really say it enough, but like I said, here's the thing, man. Everyone could be getting more out of life, and a lot of people around me are not really getting the most out of life because they have set circumstances, and even some of them weren't willing to make the sacrifices, or even couldn't make the sacrifices necessary in order to pursue what is more meaningful to them. So at the end of the day, I'm trying to go ahead and provide for my family in a way where like I said, I can show them a lifestyle, I can show them a way of living that they only dreamed of. So that is another one of my main goals for sure. Um, what made you want to do all this? That's a great question, Louis. I would say, in short, what made me want to do all this? Just just a lot of soul searching, man. Doing a lot of self development work, and just learning what I really need to learn. Ultimately, is going to bring me the most. And also with these things that, like I said, the main topic of today was answering hard questions. So just answering the hard questions in life will give you the best answers and pretty much push you towards your better self. And like I said, another one of those things, man. You got to go ahead and make the sacrifices, man. Make the sacrifices necessary, man. You got to make the sacrifices, especially you right now, Noe. You are young. Make the sacrifices right now. So when you are my age, because like I said, you just turned 16. So when you are my age in 4 years from now, you're going to be in the position you want to be in, instead of wishing, hey, I wish I could have went back and did that differently. That is something that is so key. Make the sacrifices now, and you will live a better, more fulfilling life later, for sure. And also, another thing that made me want to do all this is I just learned the right things, man. That's ultimately what it is. I learned the little things that I needed to learn, and I'm thankful for actually going ahead and learning those things because um the way I kind of really started my self development journey was basically like I kind of like watched a few motivational videos and stuff like that, but ultimately I was like, it is kind of whatever. But it kind of grew on me, and then that's honestly damn near almost all the things I watch revolve around self development or just getting better in some type of way. If it's not entertaining, like for the most part, the only entertainment I get is really just sports and music. If I'm not really listening to sports or listening to sports, watching sports, listening to music, I'm pretty much just learning about something for sure. So yeah, that pretty much made me want to do all of it. But yeah, there's that. Give me 1 second. Yo, we're having the boy Dion later too, so definitely stay tuned in for that because that podcast hopefully is gonna be the best one so far. No shots to Adrian, but you know every single podcast I hope it's just gonna get better. That's definitely my ultimate goal. I'm gonna give it about a few more minutes and just go ahead and ask me some more questions, and then we'll go ahead and go from there. Yeah, like I said, another thing. Hopefully, by the time he comes, I'm gonna go ahead and make the visual adjustments so it'll look a lot cooler than it does right now. Pretty much this. I hope this entire screen is not the same way it is later, but if it is, it is. If it's not, just know I made the adjustments and it's visually up more appealing than it is right now. It's visually appealing because he got me in it. He got my records, but it could be more visually appealing for sure. Yeah, so go ahead and yeah. First of all, shout out to the Suns. They are up right now by what is it? 8 points. Devin Booker got a 20 piece already. 20 piece chicken McNugget. Appreciate that. 7-14. Nah, that's not too bad. Yeah, it's 74-66 right now at the half against the Timberwolves. So I'll probably get to watching that in a few minutes. It's definitely a good time for sure. Suns the best team in the league, so hey, it's always a good time. Yeah, go ahead and leave me. Go ahead and give me one or two more questions. I'll go ahead and answer that, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. And just to reiterate some of the other things, just in case you guys weren't here, another question to ask yourself: where do you want to be in 5 years from now? Ultimately, where do you want to be in 10 years from now? But where do you want to be in 5 years from now? So, in some of these situations, do you think you're your best self right now? Let's go ahead and answer that real quick. Sorry to interrupt myself, but do you think you're your best self right now? I could be better, man. Like I said, my biggest critic, man. I'm never gonna be where I want to be. Sadly, it is once you're on the self development journey, man. You are never gonna be 1,000% satisfied. I could have. Here's the thing. It's not even about having everything as well. Like I'm in the process. I gotta enjoy the process. I don't think I'm my best self right now. I'm thinking I'm striving every single day to be my best self, but ultimately, right now, I'm not my best self for sure. Um, I'm better than I was. Let's just say that. Let's just say a few months ago, I was not as where I am right now. Like so, right now, I have all my equipment, so I can go ahead and pursue my passions. So I'm definitely in a better position and a better mind state as well. So um, I really have no limitations. So I can't really say I'm my best self right now. I would say right now in life, I'm probably at one of my happiest moments, which, like I said, I'm very thankful for. There's a lot of things that go on in life, and there's a lot of things you can't control, but ultimately, I've been able to maintain a positive attitude, and you know, like I said, that mindset of never getting too high, never getting too low, definitely very, very key when it comes to um, just staying grounded as well. So yeah, pretty much. Go ahead and give me one more question, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. And then just to reiterate some other questions to ask yourself, what is your purpose in life? If you don't know your purpose in life yet, you got to do more. You got to do more self learning for sure. You got to do more self learning. You got to experience more things. Ultimately, what it comes down to is, um, while being your biggest critic, are you your own biggest supporter as well? I don't know, honestly. Keep it 1,000 with you. I don't think so. Um, that's kind of one of the conversations we had the other day. Basically, I don't know how to properly. Uh, I'm not even support myself, but like reward myself. I think that's a better word. I don't know how to properly reward myself. Like I said, I'm my biggest critic. If I'm not productive that day, like I'm gonna be like, man, I missed out. Like I said, because I'm not trying to waste. I ain't even trying to waste one day. Keep it 100 with you. I'm not even trying to waste one day, but I wouldn't even say I have a lot of big supporters, honestly. And I honestly, just being my biggest critic, I don't think I can be my biggest supporter, honestly. All I can do is just, like I said, just try to maintain what I got. And I got some big supporters right now. Appreciate to all you guys. I would name you guys, but it's too many of y'all, man. Too many of y'all. But if you're watching this right now, you are some of my big supporters. That's for damn sure. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up right now. Let me see if I got my question. Another one that I didn't go over. The last one that I have was what lessons can I learn? So I'll go ahead and go over this real quick. So basically, it's like this: if you're going through anything in life right now, okay, ultimately there's a lesson to learn. If you keep going back and doing the same things over and over again, you haven't learned the lesson that you needed to learn yet. Gio, shout out to Gio, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. But basically, it's like this: you have more lessons to learn in life. If you keep going back on the same cycle, you are literally being resistant to learning that lesson. So whether you're in the good times or whether you're in the bad times, just go ahead and really analyze what lessons can I learn from this experience, because there's gonna be a lesson to learn, and some people are more resistant to try to hear that lesson out, and you just gotta open your eyes, take it one day at a time, and if you're having a bad day, hey, just realize it's that one bad day. Don't let it ruin your week. Because if you let it ruin your week, man, there's a week, man. And if here's the thing, if you have another bad week, that's a bad month. You don't want to do that. It's a very very negative counter loop that you do not want to go into. Um, but yeah, I think that's pretty much about everything. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you stay tuned for. I want to say it's gonna be about maybe 9:30. I have my second one with my cousin D. So I appreciate you guys, and look forward to see you later.